Hello, everybody. Wild finish in a game that could have gone either way. This is a common action. Steph Curry coming by to take the dribble handoff from Draymond, but no, it's going to be a fake. Keeper. Nurkic stops this play with a good old-fashioned clothesline and a little hip check afterwards, followed by the stare down. Good try, Nurk. He tried everything he could to get Draymond to snap, but didn't work. Steph here trying to use the power of the force to send peaceful vibes to both sides. This sideline out of bounds play has Steph running off one pin down, and then Draymond swooping around and setting a second stagger screen. Nurkic just steps all the way up and they straight up blitz Steph. Steph, we want to play with you forever and ever. Draymond slips. Steph with one of his scary overhead hook passes. This is now a 4-on-3. Beal won't help off of Wiggins. Booker won't help off of Podziemski. KD tries his best not to help off of Kuminga until the last minute, and Draymond forces the issue by dribbling right at KD. Finally, KD has to stop the drive, which means Kuminga cuts behind him, and kaboom. Phoenix, 2 screens across the top, this time for Beal. Steph jumping out. Beal drives right into him to force the switch. Now Beal starts to force his way through Steph, but Wiggins helps off of Ted Cruz Jr. Steph stops the drive. Beal fade away, and Wiggins is right there to go for the swat, and Beal pull the ball back at the last second before it's swatted, and in midair whip a pass behind him. Quite amazing. Podziemski rotates since Wiggins had dropped down, but now there's a problem. Booker is totally open for 3, but Podziemski decides to become a waving madman and just starts waving all of his extremities to prevent the pass through. And that gives Podziemski enough time to back off and just try to prevent any pass from getting through. And this turns into a drive out of bounds. This inbound pass is a cross screen for Booker, but Wiggins does a great job of fighting through the screen. Nurkic rescreens. Booker tries to go the other way. Just to make it a little harder for Wiggins to get around the screen, Nurkic adds his special ingredient, which is hooking Wiggins. He puts his arm underneath Wiggins' arm. You can see it really well here. Here's Wiggins' arm still being completely hooked by Nurkic's arm. So thanks to the secret ingredient, Booker now springs free. JK with great defensive awareness on this play. He drops down so that Booker can't get a clean catch and shoot. And then JK recovers. KD has to shoot a contested 3. As long as Nurkic is in the floor in crunch time, the Warriors are happy to attack him in the pick and roll. Draymond screen for Steph, so Ted Cruz Jr. is icing it, forcing Steph to go along the sideline, away from the screen. So Draymond flips the screen to be flat, so Cruz will run straight into this. Now it's Steph isoing Nurkic. Steph goes around Nurkic like he's a traffic cone. That forces Booker to help. That means Podziemski's completely open in the corner. Beal rotates. That leaves Wiggins completely open. BP throws it right to Wiggins. Steph tries to clear out, and he does actually bring Booker. And Cruz Jr. also follows Steph because no one ever got fired for following Steph Curry. So Wiggins attacks, dishes to the completely open Draymond. The standard way the Warriors punish Draymond being left alone is he runs towards the nearest shooter and tries to do a dribble handoff. Booker and Beal are just face guarding this, so there is not really a good dribble handoff option here. So Draymond surprises Nurk with the fake handoff and explodes to the basket. Phoenix with the staggered triple screen over the top. Cruz Jr. ghosts this first screen, but then Beal pops out for first screen. KD pops out for a second screen. The Warriors get confused about how to handle this. Wiggins is screened. BP is screened. JK has to be the one to switch onto Booker turning the corner. Draymond does a phenomenal job, follows his man, but then as Booker hits the opening, Draymond just reaches in and bang, knocks the ball loose. But somehow Booker manages to get control of the ball on his way up, and he makes this amazing finish. Nurkic ended up being pulled off the court because the Warriors were just roasting him on defense, and they put in the more mobile Eric Gordon. Draymond setting the early high pick. Cruz is behind Steph. He goes straight at KD. KD definitely has to respect that Steph might pull up. Very nice pass here in the pocket to Draymond. KD's gone one step too far, and Draymond actually rolls in for a layup. JK is a very good on-ball defender, but Booker goes right around him. Draymond, one of the best help defenders in league history, ready to pounce on this Booker layup, but Booker lets it go on the way up and just sneaks it in before the help can come. Amazing. Warriors happy to have JK posting up Booker. But sly little play here. Steph comes over and sets a back screen on Podziemski's defender, and Podziemski flares out. Steph is screening Cruz. KD stays with Steph because no one ever got fired for following Steph Curry. Podziemski's completely open. Cruz hustles pretty hard to try to contest this. Paz just misses it. Booker gets around JK. Podziemski is lurking behind, sneaking in, trying to take this charge. Booker stops before he hits BP, and then with his left arm, he throws Kuminga across the paint and then hangs in there with the nice jumper. And JK trying to explain to the ref through the power of mime that Booker pushed off. Draymond steps up to receive the ball. BP screen on Draymond's man. Steph throws Dre the ball. Now what's he going to do? Normal brain thinks, oh, Steph's going to come over here and get the handoff. Galaxy brain knows that this is going to be a fake handoff from Draymond and it's going to be a keeper. And Cruz Jr. actually reads this play and he gets in the way of Draymond's keeper. So Draymond pivots and says, all right, we're going to do galactic universe brain and make this a fake handoff, a handoff back to Steph. I don't really know where Cruz Jr. is going. Beal is a little surprised how this is all unfolding, and Steph says, well, this is not too deep for me, and he fires up what would be a pretty questionable shot for anybody else. Wiggins does a pretty good job staying with Booker. Booker can see that Draymond, weak side low man, is ready to rotate to help if he somehow gets past Wiggins. So Booker tries driving to the right. Steph stepping way in here to disrupt this drive. I'm not sure if this is the right play or not. Maybe it is the game plan that you have two people to disrupt mid-range jumper, but because Steph steps all the way in here, that means Beal is completely open and Booker makes a nice read. Steph hauls butt to contest this, but Beal attacks the closeout and gets the mid-range jumper. Steph sees that he's guarded by Cruz Jr., and then there's no defenders in the paint here, so if he can get past Cruz Jr., it's just a free ride to the basket. Steph turns the corner, he feels KD coming, and somehow he just quick shots it up, and this little floater sneaks through. Second screen to force Podziemski to switch to Book. Podziemski gets way too high, and Booker drives right around the corner here. Draymond helps off to seal off this drive, and so Booker does this rather clever pivot. Booker just floated in the air long enough to calibrate this just right. In an earlier set play, Draymond's got the ball. Steph sets this back screen on JK's defender, KD. JK rip cuts straight to the basket. Beal wants to stay next to Steph because Steph is so inspirational, and JK is cleared for takeoff. Bang. So the Warriors try it again. This back screen does work, but Cruz Jr. switches nicely to catch JK. So now Steph pops out. Second option. KD is a little too aggressive and comes out just a bit too far, so Steph just runs by him. That means Cruz Jr. has to step up. JK can cut behind him. Maybe if Steph could have this back, maybe it'd be a lob. One contest makes Kuminga slow down, and then KD is lurking in the background, and he unloads this phenomenal block. And JK tries to flip this up real fast. Doesn't go in. Phoenix is going to set a screen to force Steph to switch onto Booker. It's customary in the NBA in late game situations to blitz, to force the other team to make a team play under high time pressure. You can see Draymond orchestrating this entire defense. First, he's waving and yelling that JK should go and trap with Steph, and then that means Cruz Jr. is going to be free, and so the pass is going to go over here. So Draymond is already pointing at BP to go out and cover the open man. The next open pass is going to be to Beal. So Draymond himself is going to go out and rotate. That leaves this guy in the far corner free. Unfortunately, Draymond doesn't tell Steph or Wiggins who needs to go out there. Probably Steph is the right man to X all the way out to the corner, but there's some confusion, and Steph ends up pointing out, saying, hey, Wiggins, can you go and get the guy in the far corner? But neither of these guys has a chance of getting out there, so Draymond does it himself. He steps up to discourage any jumper, but he knows that the next open pass is going to the corner, so as Beal commits to this pass, Draymond veers towards the corner and ends up covering Gordon as well. Pretty great stuff. Podziemski alertly ends up rotating to the new open man, and by now the shot clock is all the way down. That's a pretty sweet little move by Beal to get an open three, but the Warriors' hustle on defense is rewarded. This is a pretty cool sidelines out of bounds play. Clay runs through, getting a screen from Draymond. Wiggins follows, gets a second screen from Draymond. But that's all just the introduction. Draymond is going to swing around and set this pin down for Steph. The second cutter, Wiggins, turns and sets a screen on Draymond's defender. This is just a really cool play. But Beal, in fact, bites through all the traffic. He sees that Draymond is about to set the screen on KD. If he doesn't do something, this is going to be a catch and shoot open three for Steph. So he just hauls butt and shoots the gap. It kind of looks like Podziemski was ready to pass it to Steph here, but then kind of sees out of the corner of his eye that Beal is about to intercept this. And so at the last second, he kind of readjusts. If you look at Podziemski's body language, he does not look like someone who's playing 17-dimensional chess. In any case, it was the absolute perfect pass because it's the only place where Steph could catch it and Beal could not catch it. Booker sees the nightmare unfolding and he goes full tilt. Steph smoothly with one motion turns away from Beal. And that's a pretty open three for Steph. And he gets it off just before Booker can fly in and block this. What an amazing shot. Let's wrap up with a quick celebration analysis. Okay, so Steph unleashes the ball. Let's see if this counts as a proper look-away shot. Nope, Steph is definitely looking this all the way through. He's going to make sure this thing goes through the net. And once it does, he's going to walk off slowly, like real cool, like there's explosions happening behind him as he walks off into the sunset. Chris Paul wandering out, telling Steph he has the full support of the Federation of Strawberry Donuts. Steph goes for the extremely unorthodox shimmy into a yelling squat. I don't know. It reminds me of this Steph celebration, the 2017 Finals, Game 3. KD hits this super dagger. Steph is so inspired. He doesn't know what to do, so he just squats. Some Cavaliers fans got really mad because they thought Steph was, pretending that the fiber was kicking in, doing bathroom maneuvers. But anyway, when you hit a game winner that badass, you can celebrate any way you like.